organization. It is my
We missed a
great
good party.
right. There will be a reduct. So, I am so happy to have Michelle Hepler here, who I met when Jim Stump and I visited the Statesville Club a couple of months ago. And I didn't know anything about Michelle. You know, I knew she'd been a Rotarian for 4 or 5 years, and but then she said something during the meeting about rescuing animals, which is just huge for me. Something that I'm very passionate about. And as I started stalking Michelle and figuring out what Rescue Ranch was, and she mentioned something about actually one of, I believe, your executive director who was down in Florida helping to rescue animals in Florida post Ian, which actually spoke to me in so many ways. But I've learned a lot about Michelle. The district governors get together periodically to talk about things. And we're talking about forming a strategic committee for the district. And one of the names that came up was Michelle Hepler. And that came from Donna Moffett. She thinks the world of it. And even though she's only been a Rotarian for 4 years, 5 years, 2018, she's only been a Rotarian for 4 years. She's already served as the club's president. Had a great career with Iredell Parks County and Rec, Parks and Rec, Iredell County. And now she's executive director for this wonderful organization that works to save animals. And she's interested in, she sent me a book about native plants, pollinator plants and plants in North Carolina. It was just out of the kindness of her heart that she did that. So we are thrilled to have you here, my friend, and from one Rotarian to another, welcome you. Thank you for your service, and now we will turn it to Michelle Hepler.
Those were such kind words. I don't know if I'll be able to live up to that or not. I do know Donna Moffett. She is a sweet, sweet lady. She is very passionate also about athletics.
Yes.
And so if you guys know what it's like to have soccer moms or basketball moms calling you if you're the first director on a regular basis, that would be fun. And so I also have with me one of my teammates, Amy Spear. She is our community and business relations manager. The two of us go way back. We actually worked in Parks and Recreation together starting in 1999. We don't want to date ourselves.
But there we are.
but we're excited to be here and share our story and share the work that we're doing at Rescue Ranch. And so I'm going to get started here.
Can you jump to what you did with the video?
With the video. Share screen. Oh, we got to add.
Of course.
Choice, is that what you're
This is actually a preview for Kate's house.
Reminds me of choices.
I think it's music. I was gonna say.
Oh.
What in the world?
See, there's like music, yeah.
Stop share.
Wow.
Wait.
Picture.
How- Exit full screen.
Oh my God.
How did it
Cozy nature sound.
hold this for
I
me?
will definitely hold this. We're gonna
Where did it
maybe
go?
it'll come on after the ads.
One more go back.
One more go back. Here we go.
There we go.
There we go.
No, here, look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Joy, yeah.
beautiful Statesville, North Carolina, on over 87 acres. We are a 501c3 animal welfare nonprofit that provides sanctuary and permanent residency to more than 80 rescued animals. All our rescued animals have a story to tell as they come to the ranch from situations of neglect, hoarding, or owner surrender. For example, little Jimmy Niblet is one of our mini horses that was found tied to a fence post abandoned on a country road. We rescued and rehabilitated him, and now he lives at the ranch to teach children in our education programs responsible pet ownership. Just like Jimmy, Stapleton is a dog we rescued from severe cruelty. He is a gunshot victim that was also run over by a car. He needed emergency surgery to amputate his leg and physical therapy to learn how to walk again. He was adopted into a loving family, and we use Stapleton's story to teach compassion for all animals. All the animals at the ranch are affectionately known as animal ambassadors, and they are an integral part of our humane education program. We have over 80 animal ambassadors ranging from exotic birds, small mammals, reptiles, farm animals, and more. We even have an adoption program that is foster home based for cats and dogs. Rescue Ranch's main mission is specializing in humane education programs for youth and families, offering camps, field trips, birthday parties, guided tours, special events, and more. Our famous critter camps are designed to be a fun, educational camp experience for children who love animals. All camps involve daily interactions with animals, games, crafts, STEM activities, science experiments, and more. Campers will learn how to care for animals, provide enrichment, and to promote humane animal care to others. We even offer a camp for exceptional children with disabilities. Our Earnhardt Family Playground is a 10,000 square foot, all-inclusive playground that houses elements for children of all abilities. We even have nature trails with a variety of sensory stations that are fun ways to learn about the environment and native wildlife. Rescue Ranch was founded in 2012, and in the last 10 years, we have educated more than 30,000 students on responsible pet ownership, provided a loving home and sanctuary to over 140 animal ambassadors, built an all-inclusive playground, educated more than 10,000 people on compassion for all animals at our events, and have rescued and adopted out over 80 animals. Rescue Ranch is a nonprofit that receives no government funding, and we rely strictly on volunteer support and donations. As you can imagine, taking care of over 80 animals is a costly task. It costs approximately $390 a day in direct costs, such as food, medication, and cleaning to care for our animals. In 2021, our vet bills alone were $42,000. Rescue Ranch is counting on you to help us rescue, educate, and promote compassion for all animals. With your support, we will be able to continue to rescue those that need it most and educate the public on responsible pet ownership. Donate today.
That's our group.
Oh,
No, I didn't see my guys.
Oh my gosh.
But I was sitting there, I was like, that's actually, yeah, that's my voice, that's
That's
their.
their song.
my
Wow,
You'll
that's so
have
funny.
to, you'll have to
Yeah.
tell them that his classmates are coming.
Yes.
It's
I will,
on
I was
YouTube,
gonna
it's
say.
on YouTube, so.
Yeah,
check it out.
that's their.
Oh, that's so cool.
Really cool.
I'll include the link to that video in the newsletter.
Oh, thank you.
So we just had that video done recently, and we've got a slideshow that we'll go through quickly. I think you want us to stay until 1:50. Is that what you No, so we'll get, I'll get this off and get Amy started on our slideshow.
Cozy
Christmas music.
Yeah.
Cozy yourself.
And I'm gonna share screen again.
I make the comment that the turkeys look somewhat relaxed.
Especially for this month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now what? What did I do?
I don't think you did anything.
Stop,
Can you just
stop,
maybe
Close YouTube.
close it? Yeah.
stop. Close that. Sheesh. That was a lot, y'all. Sorry. And then,
Santa Freddy Krueger.
that. There we go.
We're cooking.
All right.
Yay.
Space bar, yay. Okay, so I feel like the video kind of explained a little bit about who we are, where we are, and what we do, but we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we specialize in the humane education program that was also showed a little in the video. We really want to be able to teach the public about compassion for all animals and just a general knowledge of animal welfare. We are in Statesville. We're a little bit north of Statesville. I don't know how many miles we were from here, but 77 was good to us this morning, so that was really nice. Under our kind of program umbrella, our Girl Scout programs, Boy Scout programs, field trips, summer camps, tours. We were talking earlier, I love to really promote the tours in the winter because I think it's so nice to get outside on a cold but sunny winter day. So those are some ways that the public can come out and check out the ranch. We also host special events, although those are wrapped up, thankfully, for the year. So our mission, like we have talked about a little bit, promotes education and respect for all animals. We also have aspects of agriculture and the environment that are really important to us. So also teaching conservation, kind of diving deeper into composting on our property and gardening and how all those things are, we're growing a small garden that we're able to use to feed our animals. Any waste can then go to our compost. So it's really kind of this beautiful full cycle program we've got going on there with that. And we really just want to be that premier animal education center. We hope one day that we are just a day destination for everybody in the Charlotte area and beyond. I'll say the fun fact about our team. We are a very small team, like probably a lot of nonprofits. And aside from our part-time maintenance person, we are all women. Yes, that's always my fun fact I like to share about our team. This year we celebrated our 10th anniversary. That was really fun for us. It was a cool opportunity to reflect and pull up some fun facts that we showed in the video about numbers that we've educated, animals that have been a part of the program and been an ambassador and got to live their life out with us. And we really had a fun time at our fundraising dinner. We celebrated with boots, buckles, and bourbon. So it was just a fun year for us to kind of celebrate and reflect on all the things that we've done. And so this is a little snapshot into those numbers. We've educated over 30,000 students, provided sanctuary to over 140 animals, which now that I've been there over a year, it's sad. Obviously that number fluctuates all the time. We've educated over 10,000 on animal welfare at events and off-property programming. And the all-inclusive playground is definitely a highlight for kids if you've ever talked to any kids that have been out to the ranch. The adoption program, I feel like 80 is not necessarily a huge number, but the adoption program is pretty small. All the adoptions that take place are through fosters. We don't have any dogs or cats at the ranch. And it only started in COVID when kind of our doors were closed down and we weren't able to have programs and field trips and things like that on site. That was something the ranch always wanted to do. So I do feel like it's a smaller number for us, but at the same time, I do think we're making an impact by pulling animals from high kill shelters, finding fosters, and then adopting them out all off-site. So what happens at the rescue ranch? Like we talk about, we are educating. We use those animals. We're very, we vet every animal that would come in. We want to make sure they can be used for programming. A lot of times, obviously, we don't know their story, we don't know their history, but that's always our intention. We want to provide them sanctuary, but we also want them to be able to be used to tell a story and teach the kids about owner surrender, owner neglect. I always love when the educators talk about the bunnies. We have a lot of bunnies and they're so cute. And I think the fun fact there is that they poop 250 times a day. So you need to know that if you're thinking about getting a bunny. So that's kind of cool that we're using all these animals to teach, right? Cool moments, right? When you go home and tell mom you want a bunny. Who's cleaning that up? So yeah, we really pride ourselves on the hands-on learning aspect. And again, just promoting the compassion and respect for all the animals. I talked a little bit about that adoption program, like I said, launched in 2020. Yeah, this number is already outdated and we're up to 80. We had 2 litters of pups this year, so that bumped us up pretty quick. We had most recently, and follow us on social media, you'll read about this one coming up, but Bailey was a dog that was pulled from a high kill shelter, and she was pregnant with 10 puppies. So that kind of wrapped up the year for us, was getting Bailey and all her 10 pups adopted out. Underneath our education umbrella, some of the programs that we host on site are beginner buddies, a homeschool club, and critter camps. Those are really ongoing throughout the year. The first 2 are within the school year, and then of course our camps are spring break, winter break, and then the summer months. The beginner buddies, I feel like, is a very unique program. It's more for the 1 through 5, kind of a mommy and me type of program, where there's really cool interactive exploratory stations and centers set up for the kids to explore. Of course, there's always hands-on time with animals. The homeschool club is a monthly curriculum that includes some of those STEM activities. And it's great. That's a really popular program that fills up pretty quick, gives students an opportunity for interaction, it gives parents a little break and socialization. They love to get together and hang out on the playground and picnic lunch and things like that afterwards. The critter camps are also really well planned, very fun, kind of packed agendas, a lot of fun, a lot of hands-on learning too. Guest speakers, outdoor time, nature trails, animal interaction, just a really fun way to kind of spend a week or so during the summer.
So it sounds like a fun place to visit, and Kevin really wanted to have a meeting up there, because he's afraid you guys might not drive all the way. We are at exit 54 on 77 North, like Amy said, just north of Statesville. In addition to all of the specific programs that we offer, education programs, you can visit the ranch. We do group tours on Mondays and Fridays, and that is typically at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll do group tours of up to 15 people. And then we also do VIP and private tours. So if you want your family to be the only family that gets the interaction, the hands-on, intimate experience with the staff, to be able to ask the questions and all the fun stuff, you can also come and visit that way. So we do events, and group tours and private tours as well.
And then I would also just kind of say, as far as how to make a difference, or how to be involved, in addition to the fact that we don't get any ongoing local, state, or federal funding, we are primarily supported with volunteers. So we have a number of people that come on a daily basis and choose to sometimes spend 3 days a week volunteering in our facility. They take care of our animals, they feed them, they prepare their diets, they clean their enclosures. We've got one lady, we just honored our volunteer of the year this week at our Friendsgiving event. Her name is Lynn, and Miss Lynn has volunteered over 500 hours alone by herself just this year at the ranch. And she does everything from weed eat to mow the grass to pick the weeds to animal. I mean, she cleans all the reptile enclosures, and then she even does tours too. So she's very well rounded, and she it's folks like that that help make our mission possible. I talked a little bit about visiting. We also, in addition to hosting tours, we will host corporate events. Our sheriff does an annual event every year and invites the community to come out and meet and greet with him. We do host companies like Kiwanis Scientific, Tucson, and Denso. I don't know if you've heard of those large scale companies, but they like to bring their groups out to volunteer as a group, as a team building activity, and also do family fun days as well.
Michelle, do you guys ever see any groups of like kids from urban areas that come out for visits?
We do.
We are in a very, very rural area.
Yes.
And so we were just talking with Emily, right? So Emily's son has been to the ranch with a field trip with his school from Huntersville. A lot of children we serve about 14 counties. So Charlotte is one, Winston-Salem is another metropolitan area, Greensboro, Hickory, and I mean, the list goes on and on. So we get a lot of inner city, but we also get, the private schools as well. So it's a very diverse mix. We recently started partnering with our Boys and Girls Club. So the Boys and Girls Club of the Piedmont, they came out and visited 3 times this summer. And one of their board members is actually coming on to our board. So we'll be doing some collaborative programming with the Boys and Girls Club specifically. We do have some naming opportunities at the ranch. We've got classrooms, we've got barns and that sort of thing. So one of the things we'll launch in 2023 is a sponsorship package that includes the opportunity to do something like that. And then we also encourage folks who are passionate pet owners or animal lovers to consider legacy giving. We have a memorial garden campaign, and then we also have an estate planning attorney that we work with to help put brochures, things like that into offices, attorneys' offices, and that sort of stuff to talk about estate planning and giving, long-term legacy giving. And I will ask if there are any questions with 5 minutes to go. Yes.
Do you have a purposeful relationship with any veteran organizations to bring veterans out there that may need, they have service animals, but that kind of like a relief for them to come out? You have that type of relationship?
We do not currently have that, but that's certainly something that's been on our radar. I am new to this role. I think Kevin indicated I just retired from.
Yes, sir.
Part of what we recognize is that as a nonprofit in our area, in order to survive, we have to be able to collaborate with the other agencies and the other departments and the other nonprofits in the area. But in order to thrive, we do those kinds of relationships on a formal basis. We would want to make sure that what we're doing with Girls Club will be awesome. What's your second?
Second one, is there ever during the spring or summer camping type of time?
That's amazing.
I love camping and I would love to add that into the mix. We have 87 acres that the ranch sits on right now, with an additional 90-acre parcel that's adjacent to it, that within the next 6 months or so, we feel like will be rolled into our lease agreement with the property owner. But camping has not been one of the things that we've offered at this point, mainly because our animal care team is super protective. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But someone just
Especially with the
mentioned,
reptiles. Yeah.
someone just mentioned that to me last week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of the Boy Scout troops, they look for places like that, because then they can do it, they can come in and volunteer for an entire weekend.
Yes.
So oftentimes they'll come in, and if they can camp on site, then it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But then you're also dealing with kids that are 11 and up.
Right.
So you're not dealing with little, you're dealing
Yeah.
with more of the teenagers that are able to do it.
And they're
So,
trying to earn their equal.
yeah, I was gonna say, that was actually my question was, number one, do you have Eagle Scout projects?
Yes.
That was, so as they shared, my boys got to go as a part of their summer camp. And as I was telling you, Michelle, I heard about it when they got home, and it was a very long bus ride. And that's how they started it. And then they said, but it was worth it. Because guess what we did? And then they told us all about the playground and all the animals and everything that they got to do. But my oldest son, that's when he came back and he's like, what about you doing this stuff? I bet they have a lot of projects, you know, so.
So Amy mentioned the community or the composting and garden program that we do. So we've got a relationship with the master gardeners that are connected with the cooperative extension in our county. So the master gardeners rotate our crops. They plant the seeds they they make sure that all of the vegetables are on the list that our animals can eat. And then we work with Girl Scouts to actually they water the garden and pick the garden twice a week so that we can continue that kind of cycle.
And I'm scared for project.
Yep, we do have a scarecrow project because we have, when we have turkeys, chickens and whatnot out in the fields, the hawks in our area come. And then we've also got, coyotes and we have a fox and raccoons. So it's a constant, like, let's protect the animals.
Because I know, when my husband and I grew up, they did, one of the guys did a project where it was actually securing the fences. It was installing kind of those, digging it in, setting the barriers and they made it a true project. They went for a weekend, they just on the farm and they had a massive love. They all still talk about it for now. So clearly it was like a huge hit.
Right. So here's a fun fact about securing the fences. We have 3 tortoises on site. They are sulcata tortoises. Did anybody know that the sulcata tortoise is the 3rd largest species of tortoise in the world? We have one that's 6 years old and one that's 36 years old, and then one in the middle. Tiny, the oldest and the largest, weighs about 130 pounds. And those tortoises can live to 100, 150 years of age. So when you agree to purchase one of those as a pet, it is a lifetime commitment, not only for you, but for your children and your children's children.
The one that's in your video, which one is that?
The one in the video was Apple, I think. Was it Apple or Pineapple? Pineapple is our smallest. She's 6 years old and she only weighs about 15 pounds.
Oh.
She, as a matter of fact, she just moved outdoors permanently this fall.
Hey, Michelle, do you
Yes.
guys do anything with any local interact clubs?
There are not too many local interact clubs in Iredell.
Okay.
Our Rotary Club did try to start a Rotaract club with Mitchell Community College, but to my knowledge, we don't actually have an interact club in Iredell. But
Sounds like a
we're open to
wonderful,
doing
opportunity for,
any and all things.
yeah, cool, thank you.
Other questions? Okay. Thank you very much. If you did not get one of the brochures or the volunteer handouts, but there's some right here.
So, on behalf of our club, we have these environmentally sustainable bags that we'd like to present to you. This was a project from Amarja, our president elect, and we encourage their use. We also,
Green, my favorite
yes,
color.
we also have one more job for you to do, and that is if you won't mind. Yeah, please, thank you. And then just,
Reach in.
Oh, that's one.
Hey, David.
last grade.
291.
291.
291.
291. Yeah, Daryl, come on.
Hi, Daryl, you have
Got enough of them there.
It is.
Michelle, we want to thank you and Amy for taking the time to come up here. We're so sorry that you couldn't bring any animals with you.
When you move.
When you move,
We move. We're
We're
coming
moving
back.
right across the street, that's right. You can have the animals in the parking lot there. So thank y'all again for being there. How about one more round of applause for Amy?
Thank you, Michelle and Amy, this was wonderful. We were more than willing to have you back soon.
We're happy to come.
Pass up your hard buckets. Don't forget your wreaths outside and can we stand to do my way seven? Of all the things we get to say or do, number one.
Is it the truth?
Number two.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Number three.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Number four.
will be beneficial to all concerned.
And number 5.
Will it be fun? Yay.
I love that.
Barbara, did you have any questions? I'm sorry. We should have asked you, or-
No, thank you.
Thank you for being,
Yeah, I was gonna say, Scouts and Boy Scouts.